Here's video number 2 on the Pound of Cure eating program. I hate the word diet, sort of like I hate the word plastics. Okay. Here I am, 56, almost over 56 and a half at this point. 2 years out, oh my God. 4.5 years out from my gastric bypass surgery. Review, been here 2 years. During that 2 years, I went quickly from 131 when I left. Actually, my daughter's wedding, I was 131, fitting into that little tight dress. By the time we probably got here, I might have gone up a couple of pounds because I was like, phew, relax, okay. You got through the major life event, the wedding, you're moving, let's just relax a little. So by the time my scale arrived at the end of August, I was up to 137. So that shows you what happens relaxing, having vacation mentality, crusty bread in this country. I started to bake crusty artisan bread. What the hell was I thinking? A little English ale here and there, just enjoying the cheeses. Oh my gosh, the cheeses. Well, needless to say, within the 2 years to follow, I had jumped up probably 15, at worst point, maybe 20 pounds. I had stopped body pumping on a regular basis. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be to do that by myself upstairs in my bedroom with the videos and my weights. But I always know it's there, which I'm also doing again because in this Pound of Cured program, they talk mostly about, muscle resistance training, weight training. This is a phenomenal book. I cannot recommend it enough. If you feel like you've been out from your bypass for a while or your surgery and you've lost your way, this is a perfect way to almost go back to when you started. But not in a way that you're not eating anything, because you can only eat a little, but by totally cleaning up what you're eating. Totally cleaning up what you're eating. And this is called a Metabolic Reset Program. This book shows you how to lower your, how we have a set point? And Janie's talked about set points. Actually, Janie's doing the same thing, just so you know. She wants me to make a video. So, and she's rocking. She's rocking it. So this book by Matthew Weiner, A Pound of Cure, is about how to lower your set point. Your set point is where your body always wants to keep going back to, and we've gotten it all screwed up with metabolic resistance when we were big all our lives for so long. And even if we ate normal, our weight, my set point was probably 220, 230 pounds. That's where I seem to sit around. And then gastric bypass, it's hard to know because once you've lost, then you've got to have a season of, normalcy to see where your body wants to regulate, because we shoot way low and we're supposed to have a normative rebound. That's normative. Everybody's supposed to have it generally. The people that don't have it are those who are basically bariathletes or runners. Basically, the runners don't get it back because you cannot keep up with the amount of calories they're burning running on those treadmills or running on the street. We're not all runners. I never wanted to be a runner. I want to be fit and healthy. So I'm still fit and healthy. I ride a bike 12, 17 miles, no problem. I can hike 12 miles, a little tired, a little sore, but I can do it. I'm glad to do it. I'm active, I'm happy, but the exercise isn't the key to keeping your weight off. I mean, to build muscle raises your, I don't even need to go there. You guys, if you don't know about that stuff, you need to read about it. Okay, Metabolic Reset Program. And I'm just going to give you the basics. There are 12 stations you go through. The first 2 weeks, and I won't even go through the 12 stations except to mention there are 12 stations. And everybody doesn't have to go through all 12 to reach where they want to reach and lower their thermostat and lower their set point or to raise their metabolic thermostat to burn better. You don't have to go through all stations in your life and adopt them all through your life. You will know what one, and to the 100% degree, you don't have to adopt them all. The first 2 weeks, you should do it hardcore, just like when you came out of surgery and you're like, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to follow the rules. Okay. First 2 weeks. You have to eat a pound of vegetables a day. Now, how hungry can you be if you're eating a pound of vegetables a day? How much noshing and grazing on crackers and chips and chocolate chips and, little bits of this and that can you do if you're eating a pound of vegetables a day? It ain't. You can't. It's all good. Actually, you wonder if you can even eat a pound of vegetables a day. Half of the pound needs to be raw. Best case scenario, who says you eventually are eating 2 pounds of vegetables a day, half of which need to be raw. It isn't that hard. I went to the store. I bought every kind of salad, crunchy vegetable you could think of, and vegetables that I like to eat cooked. Chop them up, clean them, put them in Ziploc bags. They're in the refrigerator. I have radishes and cucumbers all sliced, all ready to go. I have spinach. I have kale. I have radishes. I have cherry tomatoes. I have regular tomatoes. I have red and yellow and green peppers. I usually cook with the green peppers and eat the yellow and red ones. Carrots, celery, all those things you can eat. Unlimited vegetables. You must eat a pound a day. Okay, and then I cook eggplant, and I eat cooked zucchini and onions and tomatoes and all that stuff. So I made ratatouille. I made eggplant curry with no fat. It's yummy. I make lentils. You know that. So, unlimited veg. The only veg you do not eat, no potatoes, no corn. And at this point in the detox, no sweet, no beets, sugar beets. Carrots are not on the list, so carrots are fine. Parsnips, which Americans don't eat generally anyway. You know, super starchy things. Don't focus on the starch. Okay. Unlimited fruit. Don't eat dried fruit and stuff like that right now, but unlimited fruit. I don't think there's a fruit you can't eat. Bananas have become my friend, and I never ate bananas. Unlimited fruit, because that is the sugar you're getting. All right. Besides those 2 things, no sugar. No sugar substitutes. I had given up fake sugar before Christmas, and I was really glad I did it because I knew it was toxic. I knew it was, this is not against anybody. We all got to figure it out. I understand that. But I finally thought, oh my God, stop drinking this poison. It's all chemicals. Don't, stop drinking the chemicals. That was a little bit of a transition to dumbing down your sugar taste buds to just natural sugar, which is also nothing great. But anyway, no sugar in your coffee, no artificial sweetener. Milk, no dairy at all the first 2 weeks. And then, of course, when you get to that dairy station, then you can add in a moderate amount and see if it affects your weight. And if you've reached your goal, then you're fine, and add a little if you start to go up, whatever. You know how it works. Okay, no dairy, no sugar, no substitutes, no bread, no grains of any kind. This is just the 2 weeks. What you're eating for 2 weeks, let's see, is there anything else? Well, needless to say, no alcohol. That's pretty much every food group I can think of. Oh, well, of course, condiments, sauces, they all have sugar. There's nothing wrong with salt if you don't have high blood pressure issues, so that's not an issue. Okay, so what am I eating? I'm eating a pound of vegetables to 2 pounds of vegetables a day. I'm eating protein 3 times a day. One of which protein servings needs to be vegetarian. So I'm very happy, and I could just eat lentils 3 times a day and be very content. That's a half a cup of lentils as a protein serving. With meats, it's going to be, lean meat, and it's going to be your typical, size of a hand, the deck of cards kind of thing, whatever. 1 to 2 ounces of nuts. I've got some pecans that I had in a bag for baking I never used, so I was measuring out 1 ounce of pecans. Eventually you can have 2 ounces of pecans or 2 ounces of almonds, but non-salted, non-roasted, we're going to raw things. But, you can roast them in the oven yourself. They just don't want you to have stuff on them. And unlimited fruit. And water and coffee. And almond milk is fine. Stuff like that's totally fine. No cheese. Of course, no dairy means no cheese. Okay, and then every chapter of this book, it talks about when you add things back in, why it is he took them out in the first place. You go into detail on the poor cattle industry and the poor cows and how they're injected with hormones to make their udders bigger, to produce more milk, yada, 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 and all the hormones and all the stuff they pump into them to keep them from having infections. Do we really want to? And cows from a farm that have been bred to feed you are just fed the cheapest crap they can feed them to make the biggest profit, so you're basically eating meat that's eating crap. And I don't mean literal crap, but you know what I mean. Poor food. You are what you eat. Same goes for the cow. So he says, don't eat, spend less money, spend more money, but eat less meat.